Yeah, Christian. Hey, Christian, can you hear me? All right, let's wait for Haroon to join. He's co-host today. Some weird music. Hey, Freeprix, can you hear me? Hold on. Let's wait until more people join. Then we get started. Yo. All right, so I changed it to where anyone can speak. Did someone try it out? The space is being a little wonky. Anybody? All right. All right, let's wait until Haroon joins. Like I said, let's get a couple minutes. Just chill out. Yo,
Hey, yo, man.
what is
Just
happening?
want. It's a night here. Just wanted to say hi. Keep up the good work.
Thanks,
Here
man.
is who I am. Tomorrow I need to work, so I will go to sleep sooner.
Okay, yeah. Your article is. I have not checked out your article, but did you get a chance to include the domain receipts that I gave to you?
No, no, I need to add it. I forgot it.
Yeah,
I will add it
I was going
tomorrow
through.
morning.
Google domains used to be a thing. Used to be able to you used to be able to buy like domains and URLs from Google directly. And during 2020, I just bought a whole bunch, including ones for my the one startup I had. So I was going through it, and I was like, but
Perfect.
yeah. Apparently they gave it. They just they handed it off to what was it? They handed it off to some other company. So Google doesn't even allow you to buy domains anymore. I don't know why they didn't do that. But
How's that happen?
what's that?
How's that happen?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What's that?
They gave the domain to other
Oh
companies.
yeah, like they're all of their metadata and whatnot. It's just given to other people. I don't know. It's given to I think well, not GoDaddy,
Hmm.
some other company. I don't know. This happened in 2021, 2022, something like that. But
Understood.
I don't know. It's weird. Google usually doesn't do that. They usually don't give stuff to other people. I don't know.
Understood.
Have you gotten good
Well,
feedback from the article? Anybody ask any questions or anything like that?
yes, a lot of people come to me and say, "What the fuck, man? Is this real?" And
It's all true.
I,
It's all true.
yeah. I answer to them that they need to wait to have the final confirm, like everybody
I
else.
like how you said this could either be a madman, a crazy person, or actually Satoshi.
For the sake of journalism. But if
Yeah.
you see,
No,
if you see in the article, I talk about you as Satoshi, and
yeah.
the photos are the room of Satoshi. Is is a trick.
I like how you formatted it. You put highlights and you put the way you formatted the article. It's pretty nice. You have an interesting way of writing.
Yeah, the blockchain use a graphic communication
Yeah.
type of writing. Yeah, I think it's
Is it an
effective.
actual magazine as well? Does it get printed out?
Yes, yes. There's also the printed version. Most of the people is under 25. I'm not the oldest. I'm 30 years old,
Right.
and is quite right wing, but the new right wing.
Awesome.
The
Awesome.
So it's very compatible with your way of
Is
thinking.
you mean like American right wing or just in general right wing, like Republican
Uh,
or just more of a conservative?
no, no, it's not a conservative. It's more, no, I would say Trump right wing,
I got you.
but is something at right, but at right is not really definitive now, and is
Right.
primordial brood now.
How long have you been writing for this magazine?
Only 1 year,
Right.
only 1 year.
Okay.
Because it's not my job. I have a company. This is something that I do
What do you do?
for
What do you do
myself.
as your main job? If you don't mind me asking.
I have a company of blockchain traceability and equipment as a service.
Oh, nice, nice. What exactly does it do?
Um, as you maybe know, in Europe there are a lot of regulation that now require that the
Oh
companies
God, yeah.
create a digital product passport, so a digital, how you say, a digital schedule that inside there are all the information
Right,
about the life cycle of the product,
right.
and we do this for the part of traceability. And for the part of the equipment as a service, we provide companies to about remote monitoring
How
for
long
production equipment.
do you find? I find. I mean, I don't know everything. I'm still learning myself. Still catching up. But I find usually EU EU rules. Well, does EU? This is going to sound like a stupid question, but I don't care. EU rules do they apply to in a company in a place like yours or not? EU financial regulatory rules.
Can you repeat? I didn't
Like
understand.
the European Union, the
Yes.
EU, like usually have EU rules which apply to financial companies in general. They haven't really caught up with crypto yet or blockchain. Do they apply to companies
With
such as yours?
crypto, no. With crypto, no. But
Right.
with blockchain, yes. There are a lot of funds that are given to blockchain companies. But blockchain like ours, we don't have a token or something like that. We only use blockchain for the infrastructure.
Yeah. The European Union is going to take a long, 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 long time to catch up with America. There's
Yeah.
a whole thinking process, like a viewpoint that at least in general, America is going to become either more isolationist or more working together with other countries in the coming decades. And when it comes to crypto, it's still up in the air. So, but with EU and whatnot, and their whole central bank, like I've been following European Central Bank YouTube, right, and all the
Yeah.
banks in that are involved with the EU, and they are well behind everything.
Well, in my opinion, we are cooked. The European Union is concentrating too much about the regulatory frame more than innovation. And we have a crisis in Ukraine that Macron and England and Great Britain want to intervene. We as Italy, we are a satellite of the American empire, so
Right.
we will probably stay with the new Trump administration, but we are divided.
Well,
Weak.
what's funny is any country in the EU can unpeg from the euro anytime they want. They don't even have to get permission to do this. And I was thinking about this last week, and because where I'm from, Louisiana, they're still technically tied to France, not in a concrete way, but also
Yeah,
the European
culturally.
the France had to unfrank themselves January 1st, 2002, I think, if not mistaken. And
Ah,
ever since then, that's what 23 years on the euro. And with crypto, they could just not make a CBDC themselves, but also make a stable coin and just unpeg, and they just do it how they want. Who's going to tell France what to do? But also, they could do this, and no one could
yeah,
no one could do anything about it. But also, it takes a lot of. It doesn't even take a lot of paperwork or congressional approval. But France has their own convoluted way of doing laws and whatnot. I love France. There's a saying that never bet against the motherland or cow country, but whatever. But where you're from, I imagine it's very old school, very old school.
yeah, yeah. I come from Venice.
Venice, how
Yes,
far is that from the Vatican?
the the city on the water, the most stupid city,
No,
stupid built.
it's got some good aspects. How
Yeah,
far
yeah.
is that
It's
from Vatican City?
well, it's quite a distance because of the Vatican City is in Rome,
Right.
so I think 100 kilometers, something more.
How much is that?
Big distance for us, short distance for an American.
How much? I'm a dumb American, so how much is that in miles?
Ah, fuck, man. I don't know. Wait a wait a bit.
I've been
Why
thinking
you
about no.
still lose
I
mind?
just been looking up a lot of Sistine Chapel and artwork and whatnot in the Vatican recently. So I've been thinking about like what is involved with all that and what other like all the artwork and whatnot around it, statues and
Huh.
whatnot. Seriously.
Yeah, I've been in the Vatican Museum one time. And did you see the Pope that now is alive?
Yeah, so he got
He's
discharged from the hospital a couple of days ago. I was very excited.
yeah, he's recovering. There's a guy in Italy that his name is Fabrizio Corona. He's like he do gossip in TV, and he betted that the Pope is already dead. He betted his entire career,
Right.
and now the Pope is alive, and he don't know what to do.
All right,
Crazy shit.
so yeah, so Haroon must be stuck being very handsome somewhere else. So let me start the we got
Yes,
a
man.
few updates. I'm thinking about doing a daily space on X just because it helps everyone think about, and it helps me get more involved with Bitcoin. So I think what I'm going to do is have like a weekly Bitcoin discussion on Mondays, and then a daily like open Q&A or open mic, whatever, daily on on X. So I think about doing that. And also after like I mentioned your article, I've gotten a lot of emails and messages to on Instagram and whatnot from your article, just saying, "What the hell is this? I didn't know you were Satoshi." But also, a
Fantastic.
lot of people are asking questions about like, "Hey, I've been wanting to invest. Can you give me a like, for instance, on Instagram?"
Can you sell me some bitcoins?
Yeah. There's always a joke like that, but it's also like, how do you talk to Satoshi? If I weren't Satoshi, I'd be like, how the hell do I talk to this person? He's a billionaire. He has 86 billion dollars right now, whatever it is, whatever Bitcoin's price is. But it's a good thing, and it spurs thought, but also the fact that all of my old legacy accounts are still there, which is thankful because I got a lot of traffic to my Flickr and to my all the other accounts. But also, have you ever heard of you might be familiar with this. You ever heard of a decentralized application called Nost or Damu? No.
No.
It's
Right in the which
it,
way?
it
NOS?
NOSTR. It's a decentralized social media
Okay,
application.
yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
found that and I've been messing around with it. I'll post things to it. It's pretty interesting. It's a fully decentralized application, social media, which is weird. Which is kind of like the it's kind of not the direct antecedent to X, but it's nice looking. It has a nice interface, and how you get verified is you other websites on Web 1, Web 2, you they verify you, and then that's how you get verified. It's in the it's in the watch. Look, I'll post some. I'll post the Google Doc that way people can understand it. But just check it
Okay.
out. Just check it out. It's it's
Yeah, I'm watching right
it's
now.
DAMUS on the App Store. Yeah, but it's worth because I can't think of any other social media applications that are fully decentralized. If you can, what about you?
No, I'm stuck with the Web 2 application.
Yeah,
I use some X, Instagram for the acquaintance,
right.
but not too much. Trying to not be sucked.
Do you are you familiar with Circle USDC by any chance?
Not too
Not too
much.
much. I'm a developer on that now, and it
Ah,
like you wouldn't expect Satoshi to do that, but I found that because they're kind of like a stable coin. You know how you have
hmm.
like they actually are stable coin. USDC is they've been involved with the digital dollar project, and they kind of are just waiting in the water right now after after the SB Strategic Bitcoin Reserve was enacted. But that is also in the meeting notes that I'll provide in the comment section. But stuff like that I've been looking into, and especially after
Hmm.
I did my article with you, it kind of made me think about I shouldn't stick to just strictly what the original Satoshi vision was. So uh,
No, because 20 years have passed,
20
so
years
you
have
can't be
passed. It's
the
a
same
long fucking
person
time,
as
and
20 years
I'm
ago.
I'm only 35, but also the fact
Uh,
that uh, well, some people say I shouldn't talk about my age, but I've had a lot of coffee, so I'm just going to say whatever the hell I want. But also, um, it like when I posted my YouTube video from 2006, Bitcoin research video, where I'm playing a video game. That itself is 19 years old, if I'm not mistaken, right?
yeah.
2006. Let me pull up my calculator, which is kind of crazy because and I'm surprised that video is still up. Let me give you a chance. Let's see, was it 2006? 19,
And did you
2024?
already uploaded the new folder that you were talking
No,
about?
that's what I have to do because
Uh,
that involves, like in that folder, I kind of just, whenever I first started uh, getting back to Bitcoin in early 2024, like really like starting the new research paper, I just put everything in a Bitcoin folder on my iCloud. That included two FA codes and passwords and screenshots. So I have to go in there and remove all the information unless I want to get hacked. Which good luck to anybody who wants to hack me, because I would hack them right back. Sounds stupid, but I have to go in there and clean it out. I probably will get that done today or tomorrow. But this is why I do discussions like this, where I just talk and just don't worry about sounding stupid. But that's 3 gigabytes of a folder, which adds additional verifying information for anybody who's interested in looking into who Satoshi is, or anything that I'm working on right now, because it's 3 gigabytes of information that goes back to 2004, 2003. It's massive, has a lot of stuff in it. But it was posted on my iCloud, and I don't want to share that from my iCloud, so I'll probably upload it to my Google Drive and share it like I usually do.
Understood.
And the reason why I decided to share my new paper, or the new Bitcoin paper, and stuff from my Google Drive is it goes back to the original paper in the abstract, right? A purely yada 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 would not have to go through a financial institution. And having the Bitcoin discussion paper, the research paper I just mentioned, going hosted on BitcoinDiscussionPaper.com, to me that felt like it was having to go, and me having to pay for hosting. To me, that didn't feel right. So that's the reason why I host things on the drive. So that's just kind of my thinking on the way of doing things. But you're kind of a journalist, so I'm comfortable. This is me getting comfortable talking to journalists, and just for when after I sign a message,
No, I understand.
Stuff like this.
And
you're a journalist. I think of you as a journalist. I mean, technically, you're right. You put articles online.
no.
Do you see yourself as a journalist?
I don't like the category a lot, honestly.
Yeah, it's a lot of BS involved with it. Eh?
Yeah, if you get paid by someone, probably you will not write something bad about the one that you pay. And if the who pay control a lot of the magazine, like the Doge of Elon Musk discovered that the left was paying using USAID half of the magazine of the entire Western world.
Oh yeah.
Clearly, the media is not. Is not. Is not true.
Half of American magazines are filled with ads, but the ads are so damn good and glitzy and nice that I don't mind.
Yeah, they financed also European magazine, not only Americans, with USAID to align with the left vision, with American left vision. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, I mean, a lot of journalists do like podcasts and whatnot these days. Like I have, I imagine you use an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Or a phone. Do you listen to a lot of like news podcasts or news audio clips?
In these times, everybody have a podcast, and they need to tax the podcast equipment in order to reduce the podcast proliferation. And my opinion, I don't like a lot the podcast. I listen to historical podcast and something like that, but not about news. I prefer to read the news, not on the newspaper like a fucking boomer with online or in other type of medias. But I'm not a great fan of podcasts.
Well, you've probably been online for a long time. You've probably been online since the early '90s, '80s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, since 2008, I think.
You've been around since 2008.
No, not in crypto. No, not in crypto.
No.
I am Satoshi Nakamoto.
Just around the time of the financial crisis.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm talking about internet, like using MySpace or fucking Facebook, all this stuff. Yeah,
that's how bad it was, man. At least for me, I can't. Every time someone says the year 2008, my mind doesn't go to crypto. It goes first to the financial crisis.
Yeah.
Which, say what you will, I mean, it's just because it helps me think, or it's just the fact that it's still ongoing. Like people still are feeling the effects of this. Like I was watching. Do you watch Bill Maher by any chance? Real Time with Bill Maher. on
No.
HBO? I watch him every Friday. I actually I watch it on a bootleg on a certain channel on YouTube, and he complained about having to have his roof inspected after the California fires because he lives in California.
Huh.
And he was complaining about, and when he was complaining about this, I was thinking the housing crisis is still ongoing.
He's
Like it,
peaking right now. Nobody
right?
can afford a house.
Exactly. Houses these days are about, I don't know, at least. Well, I'm in the middle of buying a house right now myself, so I've been thinking about this. But the fact that no one has put an end to the 2008 global financial crisis, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are talking about a bubble of everything right now, and that is about to pop.
Yeah, well, it could happen again. It could happen again.
No, no, they are
But
talking that the price of everything of the assets of every asset is so inflated that we are in a maxi bubble that is about to pop in the next year, next month.
that's a good point. Well, how about this? Think about it like this. So with the strategic Bitcoin reserve,
Yeah,
right? With the executive order that Trump signed on what March 6th, March 7th, March 8th.
seven.
Uh, yeah, 7th. They had it gives the government a month to audit and find out every single digital asset that the government owns. That's a heavy order. That's a
Yeah.
real heavy order because think about it. The word digital asset is just wide open. Like I don't want them to take more than a month, but like think about it. Like does that not include everything that the original people involved with crypto up to this day are involved with? Like if I buy a house,
Yeah.
is that considered? Can they confiscate it? Like honest question. I'm thinking about this. Like
Yes, it's like you don't need to think about crypto. It's like if you are a drug dealer and you get paid in diamonds and use the diamonds to buy a home in some way,
yeah.
and the police get you and the home is confiscated because it's derived from the diamonds that derive from your illicit activity.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, good point. It makes me think. It makes me have the thought right here. Like if I use some of my original crypto, or if I use crypto in general from any wallet of mine, being Satoshi,
Hmm.
does that not make anything that I buy these days a digital asset that the government can seize? This is what I'm thinking about. Like, is that not? Is not? Can they not technically define that as a government digital asset? Because think about it.
No, because you don't. Your crypto didn't derive from an illicit activity. So why they need to seize your crypto?
Well, the original white paper, and if I'm not mistaken, the software was using the MIT license, which leaves it open to anything.
Well,
Like it's fully open source. It's gifted to the world.
but now you are only someone that have a lot of Bitcoin. So if they seize yours, they can seize also MicroStrategy Bitcoin in theoretically.
I don't know. These things I'm thinking, and like I've been, like, I'm gonna buy a house like really soon. But I found buying a house difficult because to find the right one is kind of difficult. But once I do, I'm gonna be using every time I go to buy a house, I say, hey, look, do you take Bitcoin? And that's not to toot my own horn. It's just also to like kind of be like a surveyor. Like, hey, do you take Bitcoin?
Hmm.
And I found that maybe 1% or 2% say yes. The others act like they're like, what the hell? What kind of question is that? Like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, no, we don't take it.
Yeah, clearly.
And
I think if you look for a high-end mansion or big houses, they probably will take Bitcoin. But if you are buying a normal property, they will not take it.
yeah, well, I'm always I'm always of the mind where I'm more of a glass is half full, glass is half empty. But I recently moved some money to in order to buy a house and do renovations and whatnot. Some of my original Bitcoin without signing it, and that's to buy a house. But also, if and this is like I said, they have a month to audit all of the government's digital assets, right?
Yeah.
Now, during 08, 09, whenever Bitcoin got started, whenever it was gifted to the world, I mean, if I were in the government, I would be looking quite closely at all of this. But also that involves, not, now we're talking about government overreach, right? Like, where is too much? Like, this auditing process, even with this current administration getting rid of half the IRS and whatnot. I mean, even with me, like, I am 100% MAGA. I am 125% MAGA. I'm all for it, but also they could also say, hey, what the hell are you doing with this money? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's your money, and
Technically, it's not mine. Technically,
why?
it's not mine. Think about it. Technically, it is. I mean, I want to get your opinion on this. Like, what if they say, hey,
No,
all
I
of
need
this
to
stuff that
understand
you mined?
why you fear that the money is not recognized as yours. It doesn't make sense. It's in your
Well,
possession. Uh, is an asset like every other asset, and you have the property of it.
technically, it is. I mean, what's your viewpoint? Is it property? Is it personal property? Because
Yes,
you're in a different country. Is it personal
yes.
property, or is it a First or Second Amendment?
We don't have an amendment, so it's simply a property. It's like, what is the difference between you and MicroStrategy? In my opinion, the only difference is the quantity of Bitcoin.
That's a question. I like everything MicroStrategy is doing, but they also recently released. They have well, they're buying up a lot of Bitcoin. I think they just bought $21 billion worth of
Well,
Bitcoin.
I put it in a different way. What is the difference between you and me? Clearly, and only the quantity of Bitcoin. I bought it, and I have some, and you have some. Which is the difference? Why I don't fear that the government can seize my Bitcoin,
Or if they
and you?
they ask you, they say, hey, look, we actually ipso facto legally this is ours. So
But why?
you can say no, yeah, but why? But also, you don't have to give it to them, because this is not me further advertising Bitcoin, but also it's just the way it works. You can't give it to them. It's you don't have to. Even if you have to, like, you have to give them your personal private keys. But also that means they can't go into your other stuff. But if they get a warrant, or if they get something like that, then the warrant has to include all of your apps, all of your phone, which is damn near impossible, even in your area of the world, if I'm not mistaken.
But honestly, if I can figure out how after the usage transaction will go, clearly the administration will get you involved on Bitcoin and on the bill that is passing now on the Congress. Why not? Trump already made clear that he want to create like an Avengers squad. No? He called Musk. He have also other supporters. Hedge warfare for the military, and I think that he will not lose the opportunity to get the creator of Bitcoin on board, even if only as a
Yeah.
scenographic um, role. But I don't think it will be limited to this.
Who is this? Who is this you talking to? Who is this you're mentioning? Sorry.
Excuse me?
Which person is this that you're mentioning?
No,
What's his
I
name?
think that the Trump administration will not lose the opportunity to have Satoshi Nakamoto on board if they can. Even also,
Of course.
excuse me?
But they're making it a little difficult for Satoshi himself, or himself, to get on board. Because if I were part of the Trump administration, honestly, I would be. It's damn easy to find out who I am, who Satoshi is. All you gotta do is look up, go on X, or go online and just look up the first the go timeline wise. Find out who the earliest stuff is. You find out who that person is. Not being lazy, but also it's pretty damn evident, because you can't fake this stuff. You can't fake the YouTube videos. You can modify YouTube videos, but I wouldn't do that. If I would, then what's the purpose? But also, why would I have a Twitter from 2009 when I didn't have anything to do with Bitcoin? But also the fact that well, it's not about me. It's the fact that having Satoshi there is kind of on in principle alone, it's kind of against what Republicans are about because they're having someone who first created it get involved, which they would think, well, Satoshi, I don't know. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yes, but my first answer is they are not finding because they are not looking. Um, for them, Satoshi is a mythical figure that is disappeared and will stay disappeared till
Yeah.
prove contrary.
You want to hear something? Want to hear something funny? Is I actually applied to work for Doge last week. I swear to God, I'll show you the email. I
I think
applied to
you're
work.
too old to work for those. They get only 20 years old.
Oh yeah, they love to say that. Oh, there's a bunch of 20-year-olds with computers. That those are the people who like invented the internet and everything else. I mean, when you graduate college, you're about 22, 23 years old. I mean,
Yeah.
what the hell?
And
But no,
the second answer
no.
is even if you have a timeline with all the information, there is, as you know, there are other people that claim it to be Satoshi. So the best way to hide the truth is to put in a lot of things to mix up. So everything seems fake. Every person that claims something is lying, and so even if you tell the truth, nobody can know.
Well, that's a good point, and it goes back to what I was thinking: is all the Bitcoin that they have for the SBR, the 200,000, is seized Bitcoin, but some of it could be tied up in lawsuits and whatnot, which would mean that it makes me think that what the good they're doing is kind of going to go away a little bit because lawsuits and whatnot can stop things even at the federal level. But also the fact that they're using seized Bitcoin not to put a burden on the taxpayers, that's great. But also, like I was listening to Senator or
Loom.
Senator Cynthia Loomis. How do you say her name? Lumi?
Yeah.
Lumi? Loomis. She is heading a subcommittee that is dealing with digital assets, and it was kind of like revealing the U.S.'s plan for Bitcoin. And she said that it could be even a year until they buy Bitcoin, which I have said plenty of times that I am going to sign a transaction as Satoshi when the SBR starts buying Bitcoin. But the fact that they could take a year up to buy Bitcoin, mainly because they're going to start using old gold certificates from the 70s,
Yeah.
makes me kind of want to act sooner, which is great. I've been wanting to sign a transaction since I got back to the Bitcoin community in 20 early this year, late last year. But stuff like that, like it's almost as if they're working backwards. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, and I think that you don't need the strategic reserve to buy Bitcoin. You only need the strategic reserve to be formed and to be published, or not?
Well, if you think about it, we pay the salaries, we pay the senators' salaries, our taxpayers' money. I mean, you're not American, but you're American to me. But also, Americans pay their salaries. So the more time they work on it, that's us technically buying Bitcoin. If you think about it.
Yeah, but
But
it's not.
this is just me thinking.
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't hate these people. I love every Republican, but
put uh,
also
put yourself in her clothes. She need to convince a lot of old people in the Congress that they need to buy something that they can touch and that they don't know nothing about because very ignorant is we are in 2025. But a lot of people in your Congress is like dinosaurs.
yeah.
So it's not all on her.
Yeah, well, I mean, the idea of buying Bitcoin with old gold deposit certificates kind of makes sense. I like the idea because it's kind of like clearing out whatever the gold standard removal was with the Nixon shock in 71. But that's kind of like I find myself getting caught in that is I'll start to think way too big picture, and I'll find myself not actually getting things done. But for instance, like with where you're from. like it's going to come a point to where countries themselves are going to have to do transactions with either blockchain or Bitcoin, and that itself is. Are you familiar with SWIFT, the
Yes.
international bank? Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, that furthers the disintegration of SWIFT, which I hate SWIFT. I don't hate it with emotionally. I hate it in terms of like intellectually speaking wise. Oops, sorry, it's my dryer.
Mm. I think that BTC can be the substitute of the way the dollar is used international as a value reserve. Like China, Russia still have
Right,
dollars in their pockets, and BTC, US controlled BTC can be a more reserve performant more than the dollar.
right, right. Of course. I mean, dollar is still going to be there. The dollar is still the world's reserve currency. But also, I mean, to me, it kind of makes sense what BRICS is doing because you got to have something that goes against the dollar to not prop up the dollar. That's just what they do. They're not. I don't think they're Axis countries. It's just, I mean, with Ukraine and Israel going on right now, and so much fiat currency going towards it, someone has to think other than the way America thinks, which just makes sense.
Yeah, but
But
BRICS right now is only a bluff. They are enemies in the same room, like
well,
India and China in the same organization. Can't go far.
I think Russia's actually an ally of America, but that's for a whole other conversation.
Yeah,
But
yeah, no, no.
it goes back to, sorry, not to cut you off. It goes back to what I was saying is why I'm starting to work with other like stable coins such as USDC and Circle. It's trying to figure out how they work, which helps me think. If I wouldn't, then I'd be failing at Satoshi and failing to factor in the fact that maybe even Russia might be an enemy of the state in terms of economically, because economic warfare is a real thing.
Honestly, your enemy is China, and Russia is a potential friend because if you don't get friendly with Russia, it will become a vassal state of China, and you will need to confront China and Russia. It's
Why is
simple. This
China? Why do you think China is an enemy of the America?
it's not me that I think it is imperial posture of United States because it's the main competitor. You can't let them ascend to regional hegemony. That is what they are doing.
I got you. That makes sense. Interesting point. But yeah, I'm just trying out new things, and now I'm making it available to people, like such as yourself. And it's kind of like forcing myself to get other people's viewpoints because being Satoshi can be very isolating, which is not fun. And a lot of people like to theorize on who Satoshi is or what his life is. It's pretty much I'm stuck in 08, 09, 010 land. I'm kind of like stuck in that time frame, like thinking wise and having to branch out and work with projects like USDC. And I'm including this in the Google Docs, which is included in the comment section, by the way, for anybody listening. It's not because I'm selling out. It's because it just makes sense. Yeah, I'm going with my gut feeling. But
Understood.
like if you think about it, like the strategic Bitcoin reserve could use something like a stable coin like USDC as a backup. Think about it, because USDC is just there. It's a token that every single dollar has a backed up dollar in a checking account. So it works with the banks. It's kind of like the reverse of what Ripple is doing, if you're familiar with Ripple.
Yeah,
But people hate Ripple because the Ripple is kind of like working with banks and whatnot.
yeah, it's the
They're
Rothschild coin.
yeah. I mean, I think it has potential. I don't think it's wrong. But I remember thinking what a couple of weeks ago, like I did a deep dive into what Ripple does. It's not bad at all. It's another alternative. But people like to hate on it. But anyway,
Yeah, it's
um,
crypto tribalism.
what main change does your business work with? Just to ask.
Mainly manufacture. So people that do batteries, but even agri-food, also agri-food, textile. because there are some products that are impacted by the regulation, and
Right.
so they need to comply and upgrade, enforce, because in a lot of countries in Europe, especially in Italy, business are not really innovator driven, and so they need the regulation to keep up with the technology. Okay.
Right.
Uh,
What kind of batteries?
every type of battery, especially the new. Excuse me, it's 3 a.m. and my brain is cooked and my English is rusty.
No,
The
it's fine.
electric cars battery.
How do you feel about the new Samsung solid state batteries that they're going to use in cars? How do you feel about those? Or have you heard of it?
No, I didn't have the bit. And
It's kind of like you ever
my
heard
car
of
is on diesel, so I'm not an expert.
I got you. Like you know how they have like solid state drives, like flash memory for hard drives for computers.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that for batteries,
Ah,
which would mean like they wouldn't have so much acid and whatnot in them, or so much of liquid that they use.
seems interesting.
Which you have people destroying Teslas these days, and the batteries, I imagine, explode when the fire gets to them.
Yeah, Musk seems a bit fucked because he used Tesla as collateral to buy Twitter, and if people still destroy Tesla, continue to destroy Tesla, Tesla will tank the value, and it will not be a good collateral for Twitter.
No, well, that's a good point, but also, I mean, I think it'll be all right. Nothing can destroy Tesla, but if Tesla really needs it, you can always put miners and nodes in Tesla. Have a mobile miner and node, which will just add more. But you're right, he did use Tesla stock to buy, but I think it'll be all right. You can't really modify a stock that much by destroying cores. Like
No, no, no.
think about
Clearly, clearly.
NASCAR. NASCAR, they have the cars destroyed and
But it's not the only distraction. They don't need to destroy all the Tesla, but they need to have a media impact on the act of destroying a Tesla.
well,
So
yeah, well
everybody fear
that's
to buy a Tesla.
they're like children, man, which is fine, but also like the fact that they need to be seen, it's ridiculous. They need to be seen, like they know they're on camera. They know they're on camera,
Yeah.
like because every Tesla has a camera, but also it's not meant to record the immediate area. It's meant to give information back to for the actual people who own Teslas. So technically, in court, I mean, they can just sue the hell out of these people. But also, um, it's going to be interesting seeing when lawsuits come up because legally speaking, they're going to argue, "Oh, I was just trying to help Tesla. I was trying to help them with security," which is ridiculous. Like people spreading their fecal matter on Tesla, that's retarded. But also, it's going to be interesting to see what they say in court for their the motivation of their actions. You know.
Yeah, they will cite political reason for their act. Clearly,
Yeah. Well,
they think of themselves like partisans.
those court cases are going to be forever.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, I'm going to keep this discussion pretty short. This is just to announce that I got some things in the works, and the signed transaction is still going to happen. It's just I'm going to give it a couple days or a week to see what the SBR is going to do. If they're going to take too long, then I'm just going to do it before they start buying Bitcoin. And
If can I advise you, you
sure,
choose 7 March, 7 April, we should have a Gatorade strategic reserve. We don't know if they will publish it in an address or in another way. In my opinion, they should do an address because in the executive order, they said that they want transparency and they want to
right?
the public to get to know. Um, I understand that the strategic reserve buying Bitcoin have a balance, but also the creation of the strategic reserve can be sufficient for your donation. Honestly,
Yeah, okay. I'll keep that into consideration. That's a good point. but I think it'll be all right. I think as soon as I sign a transaction, a lot of stuff will happen. But what most people are concerned about is the security of Satoshi myself. But it's something I think about a lot.
Yeah, well,
Something
you're
I think
right
about
to
a
think
lot.
about because
Yeah, but it'll be all right. Like not like I said in the last X space, no one is coming to kidnap me from my Bitcoin just yet. Even if they do, it would take forever. It would turn into a comedy. It would turn into a laughing stock
yeah, and
because it would be like, okay, well, how you gonna help? I need to get my fucking keys. You know, it would take forever. It would take forever.
yeah, and nobody is killing Vitalik for what I know, and he have a lot of
Yeah,
Ethereum,
no one. Yeah, especially, and he's technically Russian.
and he's
From Russia,
also a
so
communist, so a lot of reason more.
that's interesting. If yeah, check out his X profile. It's always interesting. Always some information to get from that. Anyway, thanks for your time, everybody. Thanks, Freeprix. Appreciate it. I posted the X Space notes in the comments with more information, and I think we'll be doing one of these daily for whoever wants to talk. But thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Always a
Thank you,
pleasure, brother.
Satoshi. You're the GOAT. You're the legend. Keep up the
No,
amazing
you are,
work.
my friend. You are. Take care, y'all. Bye.
Bye bye.